Alright, welcome to our isometric to orthographic drawings. So what we're going to be taking is this isometric drawing and then splitting it into its top, front, and right side. So the first thing I'd like to do is actually look at what am I seeing on this isometric drawing. You have to imagine that you're only seeing one face of this at a time. So for instance, if I look at the top here, and I'm just going to shade this in red, I actually can't see anything behind it. So if there was another hole here, so maybe we had like a little hole like this here, you wouldn't be able to see it from front on. You'd see that in the top view. Okay, so when we're drawing this, from whatever viewpoint you're looking at, you're only focused on what you'd be able to see. Now this one's nice and easy shape. From the front view, all you'd be able to see is this line going down and then this line going to the right. Everything behind that would be blocked. There is no blocks above it, and from here there's no blocks to the right of it. So now when I go to actually draw this out then, and I'm going to draw my front in red, I'm going to count how many blocks it looks like it is. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then I'll go to the bottom of the page. Front is usually sitting in the middle of everything else. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then it looks like it goes 1 up. And then we have 1, 2 over. So then in my picture, so we go 1, 2. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up. 1 over. And then it looks like it's 4 down. So we're just connecting this. Now you're going to use a ruler. It's a little bit tough on here. The last thing I'm going to do is just label this. This is my front. Okay, so part 1 is done. Change the color here. Let's do the top as blue. So for my top point, that's if I'm looking straight down on it. What could I see? So I could see this little rectangle here. Again, anything below it is actually blocked. Same for here. I would be able to see this top part. Anything below it is blocked as well. Now the other key point of this though is when we're doing this, the corners should line up. So I've got my front here. I'm going to draw my top right above it. So this corner right here, we're going to want to line up. Now this corner, if we look on our L shape from the front, is right here. So we want this corner to line up with the corner of our top. So I'm going to leave one set of space here, and this is going to be my same corner. And I'm going to start drawing from there. Now I have 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 away from that corner. It looks like it's one width. Now this makes sense because this corner of my L front is actually the same here and here. These should be still lined up, so you know you're doing the right thing. Now you can't see depth. You can, or at least how deep it is. You can tell there's a change, but you're not really sure how deep it is. And so actually we're just going to keep on going this 1, 2. So 1, 2. Again, the end of the top should line up here with the L. So we've got this lined up with this, which is good. Then we go 3 up, and then we're going to go the 3 back. Now is where I'm going to deal with the depth change. You only draw extra lines in here where there's a depth change. Like I'm not going to outline each little square. That's why I did this on grid paper. And I'm actually going to, on depth changes, I'm going to put a dotted line. So after one block, there's a depth change. From the top, you couldn't tell how much. You'd be able to see that there's some kind of change, but not sure how much. So we're just going to put this little dotted line here. Now, you could also just use a solid line as well. And now we can see there's a depth change there. We don't know how far down. Okay, and that's my top. Okay, finally we just have to do the right side. You might have to do the left side if they were some difference that you weren't able to see. But in the pictures we're doing, the front, top, and right side is enough. So from the right side, I can see this face, and I can see this face. Again, the corners should line up. So this is from my front again. This bottom right corner is sitting right here. And I'm just going to go one space over for it, and that's going to be my starting point. At least that's what I think is the easiest thing. So I'm going to go 3 over, so 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then I want to go 1 up. Now we do have a little bit of a depth change here, so I'm going to put that line right away this time, showing that depth change. And then it looks like I go up 3 more. So 1, 2, 3 more. So from this corner, 1, 2, 3. Now this should be the same height as my front. It is perfect. We're going to go over the 3. So 1, 2, 3, and down. Now that's going to be my right side. Now at this point you're done. Sometimes people will, and it gets a little bit confusing, but you can put these little dotted lines in between here. I'm not going to require that you put them there, but sometimes it's helpful to know that that corner is actually that corner. And you do that for all the corners that are the same. We'll do one more example. So let's go down to example 2. Shape's a little bit tougher, but as long as you kind of work through each side individually, it's not too bad. So again, I'll change to red for the front side and do a little bit quicker. So this is the only side I'd actually be able to see from the front. Everything else behind it is blocked. It looks like it is 1, 2, 3, 4 high. So, and it's only 1 wide. So 1 wide, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. So that's my front. Make sure we label that. Okay, and let's do the top then. Top, not too exciting either because you can't see anything. Everything is blocked. The top level has everything. So again, this corner right here is this corner, but it's also part of the top. So I'm going to give it 1 space and then start counting. It's also 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 1 over, and then it's 4 back. Just making a rectangle. Nothing too exciting. Top. Now, right now it looks like, well, this, you can't really tell what shape this is. Everything's covered. But if we go look at the right side, you can see a lot more. So we can see all of this. Now the hole in the middle just goes right through. Not a big deal. Again, I like starting with a point that I know. So this corner of the red rectangle is right here. So then 1 over to be this same corner. So from there I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's 4 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over and 4 down. Now we're not done. We do have this hole in the middle here. It looks like it's 1 up each way. So it looks like it kind of starts here. You have something like this. Now I'm going to label that my right side. And that's it. We're all done.